Beautiful morning in the garden. Let's go for a stroll. Golden currants blooming in the lower left there. The big crabapple trees in their glory. Pie cherries are blossoming. Apple. There in this, blinded out by the sunshine, is the pear tree. Mini iris are popping up, opening up. Got some fresh greens in the cold frame there. Let's have a stroll through the garden. Turner will lead us. Tulips, daffodils, coming along the path, along the porch. Brunera. Variety of tulips we got gifted actually late last fall, early winter. There's the pear tree. Produces a lot of lovely bartlets that are difficult to get to with that giant species rose surrounding it. There's a honeysuckle bush that's not just getting ready to pop open. Another week that'll be totally covered. This is a new shrub I forget the name of. My wife loves Brunera. It's scattered all over. Lunaria, money plant. Gets those papery white discs that kind of look like a silver dollar. That's where it gets its name. Through the garden gate on the east side of our house, there's another big ancient old pear tree growing up there. This we call the Zen garden. Got black bamboo. Doesn't spread in our climate unless you water it, so it only needs water to grow, so it stays neat and compact there if we don't water right around it. Buddha relaxing in the morning. This little deck off of our bedroom that we added. There's a little water feature here, the bird bath. That's some more variegated Brunera back there. And Mondo grass is that dark stuff. This is the backyard. The big view. Oh look, there's more Brunera. It spreads easily but not aggressively. That patio slowly losing more and more grass. When we moved into this house, this was all grass except for all the large shrubs, and all the large trees were here. There were a lot more trees actually. I cut down at least 35 trees in the 28 years we've been here. This was last year's new project. Waterfall and a new goldfish pond. They're still hanging out down there on the bottom. You can see a couple of them. As soon as it warms up a little bit, they'll get active again. The water's up high enough, that water temperature, that they're starting to want food and move around and want to start breeding. Tulips and things. Stroll. Buddha in the morning light, wishing you peace. A lot of this is getting overgrown and neglected as we've done other things, and kind of spent a lot of the last 3 years doing a major remodel on the house, and the yard got left to its own devices. There's a look back at the house. Having to rebuild all the drip irrigation through here this summer, and we're going to let a lot of the out of control ground cover and thuggish plants die from lack of water. This is the goddess shrine and offerings area. Come back into the what used to call the wild woods. Still fairly wild. These are raspberries, some old ancient variety that I they kept coming up in my garden space, and I would pull them up because they weren't where I wanted them, and we went and bought Bear Lake raspberries, and they were not very good at all. So we finally said, well, let's let these old wild ones just go, and these are amazing, big, prolific, hardy. I have no idea the variety. The berry patch is getting pretty big. There's all these. If we step in the little berry patch, there's blackberries there. Just started. That last year was the first real year we got any. We should have more this year. This is the main vegetable garden. Got some things coming up. There's little green sprouts all in there, you can see. Go back through and the gate into the garden. There's radishes and spinach and chard popping up in there. There's some kale popping up there. Got some arugula and beets and spinach and things in there too. There's golden beets popping up over there. The bees are active this morning. Peas are coming up over behind the chair. Try to keep flowers. Central spot here and along there, a lot of things bloom all summer to attract pollinators. We need to let the chickens out. Whoops, the other pole. Chicken coop. We've got 5 girls in here. Come on, gals. I'll come back and give them some scratch grain here in just a minute after we finish our stroll. They get out into the wider yard pretty much every evening. We don't let them out for big periods of time as they're very destructive. This is my composting area. Back in the wild woods, there's just little treasures, and you can see that the Lunaria is really, really happy this year. This is by far the largest crop we've ever had. I've been cultivating it just by sprinkling the seeds all around. There's that old swing set here, currently wrapped up out of the way because we were cleaning the irrigation ditch back there, getting ready for irrigation water to start coming here in a week. All this kind of wild woods area I irrigate. It's the only water. Lunaria is just amazing. It's so tall. It's never been this tall. I'm not sure what it liked so much about this last winter and year, but boy, it's like everywhere. There's another little path back into the yard there. This is the main irrigation ditch along this side of the yard. I can flood into this whole area, which I do we get water every 8 days during the summer. This is the junk and ladder and wood pile picnic table back here under the trees. It's all very big old linden tree, giant old cherry tree there. That these cherry trees are 85 years old and they're starting to die. The lindens are still healthy. More lunaria everywhere. It's a beautiful lilac purple though. It's quite a look this year through the woods. Amazing. And this brings us right back to the Zen garden. Back to the backyard. I hope you had a nice time on our walk. If you're trapped inside somewhere in your COVID containment, there's a brief little journey. Have a good day.